Welcome to a very special edition of the Nightly Nugent. I want all of our listeners and viewers in your head to sing happy birthday to Ted Nugent. Ted, happy birthday. How you doing today, buddy?
Adios 73, welcome 74 and beyond. I have another 26 opening days to celebrate because I just want to go hunting. It makes me feel so good. I just got to go hunting. Try to find me in the woods. You know, between Sonic Bombast, Rhythm and Blues, Rock and Roll, Fire-breathing, A10 Warthog, Animal Breeding soundtrack, Detroit Muscle Guitar Slamming, and the Spirit of the Wild, backstraps, gut piles, and bloody arrows. Everybody take a look at the old 74-year-old guy. How adorable, huh? I didn't invent Precious, Keith, but I perfected, I think, at the age of 7, and I've kept on to the effervescence. So thank you, everybody. My phone is blowing up. The love for Uncle Ted is, if I didn't have silly fun with it, I would cry. It's so emotional. The love I get, Keith, every day. Thousands and thousands. I don't know how these people got my phone number, but I'm an awful gregarious guy. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of, aren't I, really, when you get right down to it. So thank you, everybody, for the positive spirit, the positive energy, and thanks to this guy who made this wonderful custom Taylor guitar, and thanks to Calvin Ross, and thanks to everybody in my life that showers me with love and affection and piss and vinegar and critical thinking. Now, I don't have any yes men. I have, hey, what are you up to today, Ted? They question everything I do. So thank you for that real, honest, unbridled support. My wife, Shemaine, the birthday gift she gave me, I'm surprised I can even walk and talk right now. So thank you, everybody, for the birthday love. But 74 years, clean and sober. No drugs, alcohol, tobacco, or fat. I'm telling you, that will kill you. So we'll do a couple beeps if necessary, but bottom line is I'm a happy American dreamer. It's because of the positive people in my life. I love you all so much, I could just stain you.
Well, you know what, Ted? We talked about yesterday that we were going to get into some sad topics, really. You and I
do that because one of the reasons I'm celebrating 74 years is because I've never avoided the bad and the ugly, which is why I have so much good, because I fight against the bad and the ugly. So let's identify some more cockroaches that need to be spotlighted and stomped on.
So, just so our listeners can kind of understand how this works, you and I spent about an hour on the phone on Sunday, not talking about the Nightly Nuge, but just talking like we do on a regular basis. Yep. You and I just got home from church, and we were both telling church stories, which were kind of funny.
Shemaine got me to church. It was awesome.
Yeah. And so we were talking about some topics, and you said, do you see the theme, Keith? This is the destruction of America. And so when you said that, I thought, you know what? Let's let you carry our personal conversation over every night this week. So today I want to show this clip, Ted, of this man in New York City wearing a thong, shaking his backside in front of little children at what's supposed to be a family-friendly event in New York. Take a look at this, guys. And you know what, Ted, as we see this video, we know there was this Navy SEAL Team 6 war hero that was apparently pressured to transgender female, and now he's coming back male. Talk just a little bit about your thoughts directly to our listeners and viewers on this topic of transgenderism and these drag queen events that you see destroying America.
Well, everybody knows that we all have been created in various degrees of spirit, attitude, intellect, physical capabilities. But our instincts are pure to do the right thing. And now we have the Michael Moore fan club taking over America with the Joe Biden criminal gangster, sex trafficking, money laundering, Ukraine gouging, tax burning monsters that run our government. And this gender perversion, this drag queen sickness, this gender confusion sickness must never be tolerated. We need to be tolerant, but not too evil. For a fat man to literally dress up like a prostitute and twerk his vile ass at young boys and girls, thereby, I've always been disgusted by RuPaul. Well, it's just a man dressed up like a woman. It's kind of funny. It's not funny. It's disgusting. It's sinful, it's evil, and it's a mental derangement. If a man is inclined to dress up like a woman, he is mentally deranged. He is mentally and spiritually sick. Well, it doesn't hurt anybody. Well, it does now, doesn't it? They're absolutely grooming these young boys and girls, and even this Navy SEAL. I mean, nobody reveres. I genuflect at the altar of freedom that the heroes of the military provide at great sacrifice. They are my blood brothers, they are my heroes, and I know many of them, and we are connected deeply in the spirit. But that man was mentally ill. If you're a man, if you're born with male plumbing, and you're born a man, Bruce Jenner, you're a man. I don't care how mentally deranged and spiritually confused you might be, and I'm not condemning mentally deranged, and I'm not condemning spiritually confused. It exists. Mankind is an imperfect creature. I'm imperfect. I make mistakes, but I learn from my mistakes, and I at least accept truth, logic, common sense, biology, and science. So everybody at the Nightly Nude, let's just focus on the gender indecency that is going on. There's only men and women, period. Case closed. And here's a little alert to the mindless, soulless insanity that men can get pregnant. Write this down. Men cannot get pregnant. The plumbing doesn't exist in the male of our species. So I could go on with truth, logic, and common sense, but people are absolutely spiritually twisted when they support this kind of stuff. And probably more offensive than that, it's offensive. I got a hold of Tractor Supply. I got a hold of our pool company. I got a hold of the people that work with me that supported the perversion, the sinfulness of fat, unclean men dressed like prostitutes and twerking their vile, unclean ass at young boys and girls in Waco. And I called all the businesses that supported them, and I said, hey, this is Ted Nugent. I did about 12 grand of business with you, Tractor Supply, last year, and you'll never get another penny of mine, because whoever made the decision to support perverted, satanic, evil, deranged men, I will never support you. And I'm going to tell everybody I know, you're not, and they support Yellowstone, the Yellowstone series, and farming and ranching. No, it's not farming and ranching. It's perverted sexual indecency and sin, and you're not getting another penny from hard work Americans because you sell hay and dog food. So I could go on and on. But Keith, you know, the manifestation of our cultural deprivation is most offensive in what Uncle Sam represents now, because no one trusts any of the alphabet soup bureaucracies. No one trusts the IRS, Lois Lerner. No one trusts the CDC, Fauci, Bill Gates. Nobody trusts the FBI, Louis Freeh, Janet Reno, Jim Comey, and this other punk that's running the FBI right now. So let's leave it at this. If you're here at the Nightly Nude, and you know when you go to bed at night in your bed that there are still innocent Americans. By the way, you're innocent until proven guilty. There are still innocent Americans in gulags being maced and abused and denied medicine in the jails of Washington, D.C. because they were welcomed into the Capitol on January 6th. Remember, if you trespass on my property without my permission, you're a trespasser. If I welcome you at the gate and invite you in, you're not a trespasser. You're a welcomed guest. And that's what the Capitol Police did on January 6th. They welcomed these people in. It's on film. And they were put in jail. So we're going to have a friend and a hero and a warrior on here to articulate the ultimate, and there's a lot out there, but the ultimate heartbreak where now Uncle Sam is the enemy of freedom and the enemy of America. Trevis Evans was put in a gulag, and he witnessed the atrocities of the so-called January 6th Commission and the demonic communist Democrat Party abusing fellow Americans, not unlike Che Guevara or Adolf Hitler or Marx or Lenin, and it's happening in the United States of America. So that is the tip of the horrible iceberg that we're facing in America today.
Well, Ted, what a great segue, because tomorrow we're going to talk about election integrity or lack thereof in America. And we are going to have a special guest. Trennis Evans is going to join us. And I'm looking forward to hearing your take on what's going on with the elections these days, including the debacle down in Arizona that we're dealing with right now, as well as hearing from Trennis Evans. That'll be tomorrow night right here on the Nightly News, where there's absolutely no fake news.
And remember, everybody, happy birthday to me. When Uncle Ted gets up in the morning, I make America great just by being a defiant, cocky, all-American son of a bitch. So be the best that you can be. See you tomorrow.